Welcome to online English class. This is level 2, lesson number 6, which starts on April 27th. This is the first day of lesson 6. This is part 1, the first video. Right, so let's do the warm-up. Today is Friday. The date is April 24th, 2020. So, the month is April, the date is the 24th, the year is 2020. The weather, let's look at the weather. This is the weather for today. So what's the weather? The weather is cloudy. The temperature is 67 degrees. I'm going to say it feels cool. All right, let's talk about the weather yesterday. Yesterday, the weather, what word goes here? The word that goes here is was. Yesterday, the weather was cloudy. Tomorrow, the weather, what goes here? We're talking about the future. So we use will be. Tomorrow, the weather will be. So today is Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. Saturday, tomorrow, the weather will be partly cloudy. Yesterday, the weather was cloudy. Tomorrow, the weather will be partly cloudy. All right, let's start on lesson B. On lesson B, we're comparing two things. So when we compare two things, we add ER or the word more. Or we change the letter Y to IER. This is for comparing two things. So we have these two sofas. One is a white sofa and one is a blue sofa. Let's talk about size. Let's talk about big, okay? Big has one syllable, one sound in it. So big, we write ER at the end. So big becomes bigger. Which sofa is bigger? The white sofa is bigger. All right, now let's talk about small. Small has one syllable. So small, we write, when we're comparing two things, we write smaller. Smaller. Which sofa is smaller? The blue sofa is smaller. The white sofa is bigger. The blue sofa is smaller. This is how we compare two things. Now let's talk about heavy. Heavy ends with the letter Y. And when we're comparing two things, when we compare two things, and the adjective ends with the letter Y, we change Y to IER. So heavy becomes hev, IER. Heavier. So I have 2 pounds of let's call this this box is 2 pounds. It's box A. And this is box B. Box B is 5 pounds. Which one is heavier, the 2-pound one? Remember, LB stands for pound. It's how heavy something is. LB. So, box A is 2 pounds. Box B is 5 pounds. Tell me, which one is heavier? Box B is heavier. We can also say box B is heavier than box A. We can say box B is heavier, or we can say box B is heavier than box A. Now, I have a question for you. I have 1 pound of rocks, and I have 1 pound of feathers. Feathers are the little hairs, they look like leaves on birds. This is a feather. They belong to birds. They're on birds. So I have 1 pound of rocks and 1 pound of feathers. Which one is heavier? Which is heavier, the 1 pound of rocks or the 1 pound of feathers? Tell me on WhatsApp. Tell me on WhatsApp which one is heavier, the pound of rocks or the pound of feathers? All right, now let's start lesson C. In lesson C, we're comparing 3 or more things. When we're comparing 3 or more things, we change the spelling a little bit. We change how we say it. So when we have one syllable, we write the in front, and at the end we write EST. So cheap becomes the cheapest. Tall becomes the tallest. Big becomes the biggest, and wide becomes the widest. In the last lesson, I was talking about which chair I like the most. So let's talk about that some more. We have 3 chairs here. So I can say, of these 3 chairs, well, let's talk about 2 chairs. Between the blue chair and the red chair, we say, I like the blue chair. I like the blue chair more. More. I like the blue chair more. So we say, the blue chair is better. This is for when we're talking about 2 chairs. We say, I like the blue chair more. The blue chair is better. Now we have 3 chairs. So now we say, this is for 2 chairs. Now we have 3 chairs. So now we say, I like the blue chair. I like the blue chair the most. The blue chair is the best. I like the blue chair the most. The blue chair is the best. Now the yellow chair. I don't like the yellow chair. I do not like the yellow chair. So we say, I don't like the blue chair. Oh, I'm sorry, the yellow chair. I don't like the yellow chair. I like the yellow chair. I like the yellow chair the least. So, of these yellow chairs, I like this one the most. This one is okay. And I like this one the least. I like the yellow chair the least. So for me, I say 1, 2, and 3. So, we can say the yellow chair is bad. But when we're talking about 3 things, we don't say bad, we say the worst. When we say good, we say the best. The blue chair is the best. When we're talking about bad, we say the worst. So, I like the yellow chair the least. The yellow chair is the worst. The yellow chair is the worst. So, I like the blue chair. I like the blue chair the most. I like the blue chair is the best. I don't like the yellow chair. I like the yellow chair the least. The yellow chair is the worst. All right, now let's talk about making a list. A list is everything you need or you want to say. So let's say I go to the store. I go to the grocery store. I need apples, milk, bananas, and a hat. See, I made a list. I need apples, bananas, milk, and a hat. That's called a list. So let's talk about making a list. This, in the pink here, this is called a comma. A comma goes between every item. So in this list, there are 6 items, 6 things. Between everything, there is a comma. So you know it's a different thing. So I say that I need apples, comma, milk, comma, and a hat, comma. So there's a comma between every item. The word and goes before the last item. So I go to the store and I need milk. What else did I need? Apples and a hat. The word and goes before the last item. So let's look at this sentence. We need eggs, milk, and strawberries. Between every item, there is a comma. Between all the items, so we know this is a new item, a different item. Before the last item, strawberries, we write the word and. If we want to add numbers, we can add numbers. We need 12 eggs, comma, a gallon of milk, comma, and 4 boxes of strawberries. So now we have numbers or measurements or how much of something there is with every item. So we need 12 eggs, comma, a gallon of milk, comma, and 4 boxes of strawberries. So let's look at these 3 chairs again. We have the yellow chair, the red chair, and the blue chair. So we say, to make a list, we say there is a yellow chair, comma, a red chair, comma, and a blue chair. So in this list, we have a yellow chair, comma, a red chair, comma. Before the last item, we have the word and. So we have a yellow chair, comma, a red chair, comma, and a blue chair. So we have 3 chairs. This is a list. So, these chairs are expensive. They cost a lot of money. So, expensive. When we're talking about 3 or more things, how do we write expensive? How do we say expensive? Because expensive has, let's see, how many syllables does expensive have? Expensive. Expensive. Expensive has 3 syllables. Ex, pen, sieve. Expensive. 1, 2, 3. Because expensive has 3 syllables, we say the most. So we say the most expensive. Which chair is the most expensive? Is it the yellow chair, the red chair, or the blue chair? The blue chair is the most expensive. All right, so now let's look at lesson D. In lesson D, we learn about furniture. You can't see that. We learn about furniture. Furniture is everything inside your house is furniture. So the sofa, the bed, the TV, the table, all of these are furniture. So let's look at this room again. So in the last lesson, we talked about what we like and what we don't like. So let's make a list. Let's make a list of things we like in this room. I like. Now let's make a list of things I like here. Okay? So I like the entertainment center, but I'm going to call it the TV shelf. Let's just call it the TV shelf. That's nice and easy. I'm gonna call the entertainment center the TV shelf. So I like the TV shelf, comma, the fish tank. Oh, sorry. I like the TV shelf. I like the TV shelf, comma, the fish tank, comma, and the coffee table. All right, so in this room, I like the TV shelf, comma, the fish tank, and the coffee table. I like the TV shelf, the fish tank, and the coffee table. Now, of these 3 things, I like them all. I like the TV shelf a little. I like the coffee table a little. I like the fish tank a lot. I really, really, really like the fish tank. I love the fish tank. So I really, really, really like the fish tank. The TV shelf is good. The coffee table is okay. So we have 3 items here. We have the TV shelf, the fish tank, and the coffee table. But I really like the fish tank, and I want to say that. So I'm going to say, I like the fish tank the most. We're using the most because we're talking about 3 things. We're talking about the TV shelf, the fish tank, and the coffee table. I like the fish tank the most. So in this room, the fish tank or the aquarium is my favorite. I really like the fish tank here. So I like the fish tank the most. Now let's make a list of things I don't like in this room. I don't like I don't like the mirror. I don't like the mirror here. The sofa bed. I don't like the sofa bed. And let's say the recliner. The recliner. This is the recliner, the chair that you can lay down in. So in this room, I don't like the mirror, the sofa, and the recliner. So when we make a list, we write a comma between every item. The word and goes before the last item. So, of these three, I really don't like the sofa bed. I don't like the sofa bed at all. So how do I say I don't like the sofa bed at all? I say I like, or let's just say the sofa bed is, do we say bad? Okay, it's bad, but we're talking about three things. So this is, I don't like the sofa bed at all. It's really, really, really bad. So the sofa bed is the worst. The sofa bed is the worst. Where did I get the worst from? When we're comparing three or more things, we have good. Good is the best. So the fish tank is the best. Bad is the worst. The worst. The sofa bed is the worst.